The Seattle Seahawks are number 12 in my power rankings. Let's dive in. First up, let's pour one out for the legends. Tyler Lockett, after a decade of toe-tapping sideline catches, has been signed by the Titans. Geno Smith, our comeback king, traded to the Raiders, and DK Metcalf, the man with calves bigger than my future, now catching passes in Pittsburgh. With Walker and JSN being left behind, it's like the Avengers disassembled and we're left with Hawkeye. But fear not, enter Sam Darnold, our new QB1, signed to a 3-year, $100, $5 million deal. That's a lot of zeros for a guy who's had more teams than I've had hot dinners. But hey, last season he was top 10 in MVP votes and led the Vikings to the playoffs. Under Clint Kubiak's offense, maybe Darnold will finally live up to that third overall pick hype like he did last year, or at least throw fewer interceptions than a Jameis Winston highlight reel. The Seahawks have quite the appetite for players who revive their career after being drafted by the Jets. Sammy D is coming out of a season where he threw for 4,300 yards and 35 touchdowns, which on paper looks better than Geno's 4,300 yards and 21 touchdowns, but Geno was able to make more plays for himself. It remains to be seen how Sam Darnold can perform behind the Seahawks offensive line. And speaking of new faces, we've snagged Super Bowl MVP Cooper Kupp on a 3-year, $45 million contract. That's right, Kupp is back in Washington, and not the DC kind. Pairing him with number 1 receiver Jackson Smith-Njigba and deep threat Marquez Valdes-Scantling gives us a receiving core that's part speed, part hands, and all excitement. The Seahawks drafted a 5th-round steal in Torrey Horton, who is looking to make an impact as a potential wide receiver 3 in the upcoming campaign. On the defensive side, Seattle added 4-time Pro Bowler DeMarcus Lawrence. The man eats quarterbacks for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He's joining a defense that had 11.5 sack Leonard Williams and young superstar Devon Witherspoon. And with Mike McDonald at the helm, fresh from his Ravens stint, our defense might just return to the Legion of Boom days, or at least the Legion of Inconvenient. Draft-wise, Seattle picked up Jalen Milroe, the Alabama QB with a cannon arm and legs to match. Sure, he's raw, but with some seasoning, he could be the next big thing, or at least the next big backup. Their first-round pick, Gray Zabel, looks to make an impact on their dreadful offensive line, and second-round physical freak, Nick Emanwuri, will come in and be a heavy hitter at the safety position. Other pickups include tight end Elijah Arroyo and defensive lineman Riley Mills. Expect the Seattle Seahawks to either be contenders or stuck in the land of mediocrity. Ceiling of 12 wins, floor of 8.